There's envelopes.
Yeah.
But the TA is what it is. And then Oriana's is in there too, so
Oh, mine was 6.99.
it's all in that notebook.
Yeah, but it was just the basic. I didn't do anything special.
Well, there's nothing that's good, but
I have permission.
yeah, so it's Tina and the ones that
I ate chicken. My dog kept staring at me. I ate the chicken and I
it was
actually
for $16 for potatoes for food check. She's like, that's wrong.
You.
Yeah, I'll be under. Thank you.
Technically, you should throw the house for them. And then.
Yeah.
Well, when we have. So what I'll do is-
Sunday, then they're gonna push that down.
And then we'll.
Yeah. This is actually a really road, where I would never not work really well.
Yeah.
dog.
We can do that.
Okay, it was.
But I love this shirt.
Yellow dollars in the blue pants. Before she gets every color.
Yeah.
You know.
It's good to know. Forward.
Oh, this is the dollars. I think you're right.
I don't think we'll do that.
But it was that they had these pants and I was shirts.
Skirt for pockets.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy just together.
No, you can have this.
You'll see it when.
Okay, so my appointment is at 3:00, so I'll be there. With,
Good, yes, okay.
yeah, because he's, you know, and tomorrow, I did not have, I had a scan. And didn't really put time, and then I said it's going. Oh my God. And he's down right now.
Yeah.
But I know. Yeah. Whatever, yeah.
Look, I could share your financials. I forgot to share.
Oh, sure.
I was in the office.
I'm sure the law. I'm just very just mostly. I mean, this would be that, you know, and then the saline was kind of going into my tissues.
I know, right? Keeper, and you got your. All right. I don't have a gavel, but I can at least pound on the table. So we're gonna call the meeting to order. Thank you everyone for coming. It's early. We appreciate you making the accommodation to be here a little bit early, board members also. All right, roll call. Jeremy.
Present.
Elaine.
Present.
Kim, here. Julie.
Here.
Darla. Here. Jill. Here. All right, Pledge of Allegiance. Flag is over that way. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Does anyone have suggestions or adjustments to the agenda?
I do.
Okay.
I would like to, I think the board should be privy to the information that is shared at the hours of meetings that you guys share with Jill. And I ask that they be recorded for transparency.
The meetings with Jill you want them to be recorded?
Well, I think that the board should be privy to what's happening in those meetings. I've made that clear already.
You did, but I thought we discussed, those are meetings to
We
create the
didn't discuss
agenda.
it. You just told me that's what. what they are.
Yeah, we meet once a month. We've been doing this forever. The director, the chair, vice chair to create the agenda. We were meeting once a week with Will for renovation projects. And we go twice a month to sign checks. Those are the meetings that we've been going to. And so most of the things.
But this doesn't, it doesn't, ring transparency to me.
Which part?
Well, I don't think it's just once a month. I think you guys are meeting
That's
weekly.
4 times a month.
Okay. Yeah. I can't get anywhere with you guys. I try to find out more about what's going on, and you just shut me down. No matter what I suggest.
We can take turns. We can't have more than 2 members at a time, otherwise we have to have a public meeting.
Then wouldn't it just be simpler to just present to this board group what all is discussed there?
Yeah, and
That seems a lot simpler to me.
I think I wrote you back. I'm not objecting to your thought at all, that a lot of what we talk about, we can certainly report, but then you're gonna hear it again during Jill's report.
But she kind of reports on what's happening about at the pool, not what direction she's getting from you guys in those meetings.
Okay. I mean, I don't mean to speak for Kim. It's easy enough to take some notes of, like today, we went in and signed checks. We talked about the room. Jill showed us the storage closet because I had never been in there and I'd never seen the boiler. So she showed us, opened the door and showed us, but that was just kind of because I was asking. And we talked about where we could store things because everything's kind of chaotic right now.
So is there employee, is she giving employee directions?
No,
No. Who? Jill?
Yeah,
No, it was just the 3 of us. We
no,
were
no,
signing.
she's asking, are we giving Jill
Oh,
employee
no,
direction?
she was just showing us around. We were there to sign checks. That was the only purpose of being on site today because they're closed. I wasn't swimming. Normally I'm there at lunchtime trying to
Okay.
be there.
and I wonder, I'm not sure that we've had a vote on the chair and vice chair since July of 24.
Correct, because I didn't become the chair until September. So we will be doing that next month.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
And you just, what you're asking for is just some notes, because we could do a public meeting. It's not a problem, but we'd have to,
Well, to make the agenda would be odd.
yeah, I mean, we wouldn't do it with Will. So the idea of the school district, that's a committee. So a 2-person board member committee meeting with the school district and Jill, if she's available, to go over whatever status we are at with them. Right now it's quiet because we're waiting to raise some more money and then get back into the swing with the school district. And, it's the end of summer, so they're not real open to meeting right now. And then twice a month for check writing, which I guess could be done here, but our meetings don't always line up with payroll dates. So we pay by the 5th and the 20th. Is that right? 6th and the 5th and the 20th. So those are, and I think you've done that in the past.
I have.
Gone in and signed checks. We need 2 signatures at this point. So it's 2 of us going in, but sometimes it's been Jeremy, I think, a couple times
Yeah,
when I wasn't around or you were.
Or me, yeah.
And we did meet a lot in June and July. And I know that's probably what you were referring to, because it was the transition from the previous budget to this budget at a time when we needed to get a lot of paperwork filed and work with Jill on the process. We had to get things to the county. So that was quite a few meetings stacked in a row that were they weren't really discussions and they weren't giving Jill direction. If anything, it was the other way around. It's like, what do we do with this piece of paper? What do we do with this? What resolutions do we need? And the habit has been every year, I believe, Jill, sorry to speak for you, is to take the previous resolutions, rewrite them for the year. So that was probably 4 meetings in a row to find the old resolution.
I think that one thing you might be concerned about is that you think that they're giving me direction. And they've been, I feel like everybody, all of you have been very, and Elaine as well, have been very careful to not to say, of course, we're not giving you direction. This is your decision to make. The other thing is did not know about the resolutions that we need to do to adopt the budget and all of the resolutions that and the oaths and all of that stuff. And I did, and we met and I showed them what we had done in the past and what we're supposed to be doing. And then we talk about what's going on the agenda, but then everything is ending up on there. So it's not, nobody is telling me, giving me direction on how to do my job.
Okay,
And so, and I know that that's not okay. And I will make sure that
Okay.
okay.
And you also know, though, that if you need direction.
But
you
I
would
do,
talk
but
to
I
us,
do
right?
I want to be able to call any of you and say, what do you think I should do? And you're not telling me, like, if I called you and said, what do you think I should do about this? And you could say, well, I think you should do this, but of course it's up to you. And that's exactly what Jeremy and everybody has gone through. And even Elaine has come in and talked to us a couple times. So, and I hope I can call you and call all of you still and get,
I wish I feel like you would, but I feel like you have certain people that you would, that you feel obligated to talk to.
oh, no.
Okay,
No.
great, good to hear. Yeah,
About that one scholarship, I didn't know if that.
good to hear. I just feel like there's a lot of, we've decided this and we've decided that, not you. That happens outside of this boardroom and the agenda, that's frustrating. I mean, I didn't feel like I could come to you with my agenda items. I felt like you could just say, no, that's,
No, anyone can send me an agenda item. That's what we do. Usually we try to get the agenda items from the board. 10
but
days.
nobody's ever asked me for one.
It's
So I didn't know
usually
you
a separate
guys were,
meeting. I didn't even know. It didn't even occur to me that you would have agenda items
but you
already.
have an agenda meeting, so I guess we would all be included in that, or somebody would ask, because I had 2 things to add tonight.
Right, so the way it should work is that you should let me know ahead of time what you'd like on the agenda, and then when we have the agenda meeting with Jill, we'll put the items on the agenda for discussion.
One of the reasons it's a little different right now is Kim has nicely stepped up to also be the board clerk. So whereas you might think she's doing this as the chair, she actually is doing the board clerk role that Laura Lee used to do, to contact everybody, to get agenda items. So because we do talk a lot and we've met with Jill a lot, we're just pretty much following the past agendas. There haven't really been a lot of there might be new bullet points under the headers, but you make a good point. There's no reason there couldn't be an email that gets sent out as, I mean, that's just a process step.
And I'm sorry, but I don't feel like you guys are very approachable when it comes to me. I mean, you seem to be tonight, but I got in trouble for sending an email, and then I got told that the meetings are discussed here by Jill, by her report. I haven't, had very much luck, approaching you guys about different things.
And I apologize if I sounded harsh in that response to you. We had just received an ethics complaint for doing business outside of a public meeting, and sending emails to the entire board is one of those violations that we were being called on. So I probably overreacted a little bit when I said, nobody do this, because I was talking to everybody, like, don't
I
respond.
got told too,
Yeah.
Okay,
I didn't
Yeah.
know I didn't know that counted.
Yeah, well,
At the time. Yeah.
10 days ahead for agenda items, so that's good for me to know, because I didn't know that.
And
So,
what we'll do, so to make it easy for everyone, is that once Jill and I schedule the day we're gonna do the agenda meeting, I will send an email at least 5 days prior to that and say, hey, everybody, we're gonna have the agenda meeting. Do you have anything to add?
that'd be good.
and you'll add it whether you think it's,
Absolutely.
okay,
That's what we do.
Okay.
Everybody gets a chance to talk about what they want. Okay. All right. The minutes. We need to do approving the July minutes. And Jeremy, I found one error. In the new business, you had said that Jill handed Julie her certificate of election, but you forgot Darla. So if you could just update that. Did anyone else have any
currently Donald's not that important.
No.
any other changes to the
But
agenda?
isn't there another piece to that? Remember, there was
it came in an envelope and it was fancy
I
certificate.
know, I got that, it's right here in my folder.
Yeah.
But wasn't there two parts to that and we didn't do one? of them?
No, we did those last Thursday. You guys, everybody did.
Okay.
those
Oh,
last-
I'm swearing.
Yeah, last Thursday we did that. Okay, so I will get you the official copy once Jeremy makes the update. Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
All right. So we held an executive session last week on Thursday, and we have some housekeeping to do from that meeting. I think you guys all know that we can't have public discussion regarding the items from the executive session, and that we do have some things to vote on. So we're gonna go through that list. There will be a few comments with that, and then we will move on to the new business. Okay, so the first item that we're gonna do, we need a motion to approve a response to the notice of grievance that we received. We have typed up the response. At the end of the meeting, there will be copies for anyone who wants them of the grievance and the response. And it will be sent appropriately to all parties after this meeting. So that will be taken care of, but I need a motion to approve the response.
I'll make a motion to approve that response as typed.
Second.
A second, okay. Okay. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Nay,
All of us, and then Julie said no. Okay. The second item is to approve additional legal services for Michael McClory at Cable Houston. Somebody want to make a motion for
What are we doing?
that? The additional legal services that we need to obtain.
Oh, yes. I make a motion to approach the additional legal firm to set up what we need to with them.
Okay,
A second.
all right. All in favor? Aye.
nay,
All right, and the third item from the executive session is that we received Laura Lee's resignation effective August 29th. So we have to accept the resignation. So we're going to be also needing a motion for that.
I move that we accept the resignation of Laura Lee Engler effective August 29th, 2025.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
nay.
And Julie was opposed. Okay. So moving on to new business. We are super excited to have Elaine with us, and we thought that maybe since last meeting, she sat with her back to everyone while we talked to her, that maybe we could let her give a little introduction about herself. She told us why she wants to be on the board. So let's hear a little bit about who she is and where she came from.
Hi, everybody. I know many of you. I'm Dr. Elaine Wilder. Elaine. I came from North Carolina originally, Southern girl. I did most of my training in North Carolina. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in physical therapy and a master's and a PhD in education, in higher education. I came to Oregon as one of the founders for a new doctoral program in physical therapy. And we have now graduated 2 classes. Our second class was in May, and we've accepted our 6th class. So that's pretty exciting. And part of that's exciting because with the help of one of the biggest things I did, I took a step down, some of you know, because of medical reasons. But anyway, with the help of Dr. Jeannie Davis at the DO, the Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine program, we're going to be working strongly with community service. That was a big focus of mine when I was working the program. But now I'm reattached to help with community service. In fact, we're looking at painting and lifeguards and a lot of things. So that's going to be important to me. The other thing I would say that it's a reiteration of my time in the hot seat there. was that, I came from a small town, well, actually a town about the same size as Lebanon. And my family was really poor, but my mother was insistent that we learn to swim. And she scraped together the money every year for us to learn to swim. And I've been a physical therapist for 55 years, and I'm a pediatric specialist. And too often I've seen what are called near drownings. And that's when kids are pulled out of swimming pools, tubs, lakes, ocean, and they're not declared dead, but these kids are physically, cognitively very broad. I said, if I never see that again, it'll be too soon. So for me, one of the important things to me, well, the two things, I want the pool repaired. That's really important. But I also want to see, I want us to be a city where we're known for the majority of our kids learning to swim. And so to me, you know, if we could do it $50 at a time or $1,000, whatever, I would like for us to be known for being a place where children, infants, children, and adults learn how to swim. So I guess, and I'm very proud to be a member of the board.
Thank you.
Yes, we're very.
All right, so Jeremy is going to introduce these lovely people who are sitting here. It has really just come up that we need some assistance so the board can pay attention to board business as we're conducting it, so.
And I pushed to find additional volunteers to help out with all aspects of the pool. We've had Ross step up to help us on the more technical aspects of things. And in particular tonight, we're on a Zoom meeting. And then my friend, Wendy, is shadowing me tonight. I'm hoping to convince her to help out on the secretarial side of things, helping type up notes and things like that.
And if she decides she would like to do that, we'll put it on a future board meeting as a vote because it says in the policy that we have to vote for that. So, all right, Jill, let's make sure you get your words in before you have to run out of here.
Yeah, the pool's closed, of course, we know that, for 3 weeks. I didn't get any phone calls of disgruntled people, I don't know if Jim did. We usually get a phone call or two saying they should be able to allowed to come swim anyways, even if the pool's empty. Which I just is a chuckle. But we're hitting it hard. We're cleaning and we're painting and patching. I'm gonna let Jim speak for a moment after I'm done, because he's more technical about all the guru stuff he does. But the staff is super happy. I've got several of them that are down there helping. They're not very good painters. But I really appreciate the effort. So Jim keeps sending me pictures of drops on things. We're cleaning it up.
And are we getting the storage cleaned out?
We
so
got,
can
yep, Jim took
reduce
two of
that
our
cost?
guards down to the storage shed and cleaned out the storage cabinet, and the guards were laughing because the records in there were older than they were. We had stuff in there from there's receipts from 2002 and, you know, handwritten stuff. It's cool to look at, but we don't need it. And then, of course, I checked the records retention and how long we have to keep records on everything, and we're following that. But we don't have to keep things for 22 years. And so we're gonna shred everything that's that we should shred. We're gonna shred. Their pool logs, pool chemicals logs were kept for the last, since the district started, and we only have to save those for 2 years, so. And that it doesn't even need to be shredded, it's just a piece of paper with a bunch of numbers, So we're cleaning that up, and then that'll be one expense off, is because we pay every month for that storage shed. I don't remember how much, but every little bit adds up. So, yeah, I feel really good about getting rid of all that excess dusty paper, so.
Nice.
And we're just getting caught up. Summer is super, super busy, and so it's a good time to catch up on paperwork and get us ready for the school year and plan when third graders are coming. We're planning when the high school PE are coming in, and high school swimming, and get it all scheduled in there. And we're gonna paint as much as we can get done. We have some some volunteers coming, we're having a paint party on the 23rd, I believe that's Saturday, if that's right, if I've got the right date. And they're coming, for half a day to help us. So, yeah, it's going well, and I'm gonna ask Jim to tell about things like sand filters.
So, had a break in the sand filter, for the last 6 months. That's how long we, parts would be back on us, but we've been able to get all parts in, so both the warm pool and the big pool will be back to functioning at 100%, hopefully by the end of closure. We have them coming in on this Thursday or Friday to, get it all prepared. And then as, we're repainting on Friday as well. The paint that we're using, we were hoping not to have to use it.
Oh, for the pool?
Yeah, well, but we couldn't get the paint that we needed here.
Mm.
From when we were told the closure, the renovation was not happening to the closure. We needed a 6-week time, and we didn't have that, so we're repairing it, and we'll have the painting next year.
This is the warm pool.
That is the one.
Did we get the concrete footing repair scheduled?
That is Thursday.
Okay, good.
Thursday and Friday. Electrical pump was disconnected today, so they can come in at any time. UV system will be back up and running after a year and a half.
Nice. Would you explain, Julie wasn't here before when the footing was happening and stuff, since she just came back to the board. Could you make, and Elaine's new, so could you let them know what the footing problem
Okay.
was? And
So, 2 years ago, we had, the big pool, the impeller on the big pool, repaired or an overhaul. So you have to pull the engine off and put it back on. It is about 700 pounds. What nearest we can tell is a rubber bushing was not put in correctly, and it cracked the footing that it sits on. So without that, there is metal just vibrating 24/7 and crack the footing. So we're having the footing taken off and reconstructed so that the bigger rubber bushing is put on. So when the motor shakes it off.
The footing, you mean the actual base of, I
The
mean,
actual base.
okay.
Yeah.
well, it's a concrete that's
I
about
have-
lifted this
I have
high.
pictures if you want to see.
It's just a big square
I just
poured
trying to get my head around.
on a form that's poured on top of the concrete floor. And so that piece of concrete cracked,
Oh, okay.
and so it's on the top, so it's not like the whole floor cracked, just this
Okay.
one, it's a block,
Gotcha.
so it's a pretty good sized block.
2x3 by 6 inches high.
Yeah.
Okay.
The corner fell off. So, yeah, had we not had the closure at this time, we probably would have ended up by replacing it by Christmas anyway. When I called several of the contractors, and Strong Refuge ended up with the contract. When I called them, they're like, this isn't a matter of if it needs to be done, it's when can you let us in to get it done? So it was sooner.
All right. Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Jeremy, you have financials?
Yes. So this month, our expenses are up slightly over normal. So Darla's been digging the numbers a bit to make sure that that's not something that's going to continue or that it's something we're aware of. We did just get an email saying that an on-file account is available, which is good news. So I can begin the process of setting that up and getting things streamlined the way Jill wants them. Jill and I have also started to work on a project to get all of our financial documents that we're sent each month available online for the public. So hopefully those who, if we run out of paper here, or if you want to go back and reference them, that the goal is to have those available so people can dig through them if they want to. That's it.
Does anyone have questions for Jeremy? No? Okay. All right, oral requests and communications from the audience. Robert, you filled out a form.
Uh,
Like to go to the hot seat so that the camera can hear you and catch you, please?
well,
Right, somebody else.
you know, I'm used to performing on stage. So. Yeah, so the only comment I had is, you didn't have, any other old business on the agenda. And I believe that the pool renovation project is still old business that should be retained in the agenda and at least given a mention at every meeting so that we can get an update on what you're doing in terms of planning for the next year. So now you have plenty of time, you know, another year to start planning for kicking off that renovation project next summer.
Yeah.
So I would like to see an update to that.
Yep.
It is necessary.
Okay, that's it.
All right, great. Thank you for your input. All right, remarks from the board of directors. Elaine, would you like to go first today?
Yeah, it's actually my friend here. Julie and I have a project. You want me to start?
Please.
Okay. So, we're thinking about those lovely white walls that are going to be, available and painted. And Julie and I are going to be working on a project. We need to talk with Will at the school first, to be sure it's okay.
Or Jennifer, yeah.
That's to get approval. But what we want to do is to have a muralist competition. So I will be in charge of the university and college programs, getting the word out for submissions for murals. And
I will help at the Lebanon Community School District level, high school and middle school, we're thinking.
yeah, so high school and then sort of a middle school, elementary, you know, and two murals will be outside, is what we're thinking. But we're gonna have to see about the windows and
Yeah,
whatever, but you know, but there'll be two murals and one will be inside. And, you said you thought the kids would be very excited.
I do. I think they'll be really tickled about it. I love the mural that's there now, or the sticker or whatever it is. I do think, healthy competition is, of great incentive. And I think it would be an awesome thing to have something outside of, you know, visible to the community that was designed by one of our students, be they adult or kids. And I think they'll be, tickled about it, so.
Yeah,
And we're kind of working out details like how will the public judge them and, you know, who's gonna vote for what, and, you know, let the public be in on it too.
and as we're talking about getting more online, you know, that would be great, you know, if we had an option online where people could vote, or one of the things we talked about was maybe having a box at the pool and pieces of paper, and you could, you know, people could
Put your
come in
vote in.
and you can vote. And these might be, say for the young kids, they might do something that was even paint by number, so it would be drawn, and then different kids could maybe help with the painting. And we haven't gotten approval of this yet, but things, but possibly something like a swim pass or something as a prize.
Yeah, kids are cheap dates when it comes to competition. Generally, they'll be happy with the extra recess, so it's not usually a cost.
I'd be happy with
But
that.
if they can help paint it, that might be a prize all in itself. You
Well,
know?
see, I would think that'd be really fun, you know, to have one, but especially maybe even the younger, the elementary, middle, where many kids would be involved.
Well, especially if maybe one of the older artists could do the sketch outline and then you say, this is your section and your prize. Like
Yeah.
you said, multiple.
Maybe we pick a kid from each school that does third grade swimming lessons, you know, and, you know, tie it all together then.
I know that we talked about a little bit last week, last month, whatever, we were together about doing a grand opening for the 25th anniversary. And so maybe some way we can tie if we're gonna do like a board cookout or whatever we were talking about to get the public to come, maybe we can put up the.
Be a good time to,
display
yeah.
And then
kick that
to
off.
vote up.
And you're right, the kids are very competitive, and I'm sure that.
They are, but they're satisfied with gum and an extra recess. Go gum at the pool, go gum at the
Anyway,
pool.
that's one of the things, and we're certainly open to other ideas too, because we want the pool, I mean, we want it to be, all the repairs, all those important things to be done, but we also want it to be inviting, and, you know, And the one mural there is nice, but we want to have some additional things, particularly things done by persons in the community. Because I remember when I first got here, I can't remember, there was a muralist competition, I think it was in the community, and I think people were painting the sides of buildings. I just remember, I remember that one, especially, and people were very interested in that, so,
We have some cute ones downtown.
yeah, so I think this is something that Julie and I should work on.
I was thinking about what Julie just said about the third graders, because imagine that you come for swim lessons and you win something like this, right? Or you get to participate. Later on, you're a lifeguard and you could be like, hey, look, I painted that when I was in third grade.
Yeah.
Or when you bring your kids later, when you're an adult.
Great small town stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
I got to cook at outdoor school up at Tadmore one year, and it was actually the last year that Rick George did outdoor school. And it was, the counselors were the first group that he took to outdoor school. So that's small town stuff. It's just a lot.
Well, that's good, and those designs that they do, like 11x14, they can be in the building with pictures of the winners that we keep.
Yeah.
That we keep going forward, so, for years, when they're third graders and then they're high school, they'll.
Like
come
the
back and see-
architect drawing,
Yeah.
when they frame their.
We have one of those, picture frames that has, that rotates.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, we don't, I actually gave it to my husband for Christmas and he didn't want it, so. we donated it. And the lifeguards have been putting pictures, I know, Steve, but the lifeguards have been putting pictures on and stuff, and it'd be fun to like set it up in the lobby and have.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
that's a good
Little
idea.
TV on the wall in the lobby where you can hook it up and have it, no, but I mean, you can have a bigger TV, because I see people sitting out there frequently waiting for other people to get done or waiting for
Yeah.
their class to start. Those would be fun pictures
Mhm.
and not, people. are
And maybe there's a
older,
QR code
bigger.
where you could vote
Yeah.
for something super simple.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And I think just all those options, right? Paper and online. and
Yeah.
QR.
You need all the options.
Yeah.
Because some people.
We reach all the age groups.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're surprised that the oldest person in the room is the most tech savvy. Like, wow.
And then that way everyone gets an opportunity, even if they can't make it.
Yeah.
So they can still go through and look. So I think that's a great
And for
idea.
the college and universities too, we could have, y'all can give me help. I mean, of course, I know about the Western University programs, but I know Lynn Benton and other, whatever areas we serve, I want to get that out to all so that they can have an opportunity.
well, and I think the more
Hopefully
people,
Sarah can help.
the more people we have involved in the outlying areas,
Mhm.
then the more interest there is in our fundraising campaigns, you know.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It all ties together. One thing I would say, we started this conversation about having board committees with members of the public, which is kind of where you guys are headed. But we typically would do 2 board members because of the quorum rules and Joe as the staff, and then you may assign somebody else if you are busy or whatever. But if you can just remember to tie Joe in.
And certainly I would.
I'm sure you're headed to that.
No, we talked briefly about this.
Yeah.
And certainly we would want your approval, and it's just like, where exactly would we put theirs? And it might be, oh, that's a terrible idea, we're not gonna put it there. We
You
can
got
put
it.
You know,
And her
We're the
idea.
ideas people, so we need you to do our,
Yeah.
the locale and all that.
you know the locale.
Well, the children love mural by the warm pool. They just love it.
I do too, I think, we're looking at it.
And I think they anything that they have to look at, we could do all the balls. I mean, they would be very.
Well, I was thinking about that, but I wouldn't say that yet.
I think
Yeah.
that's where the dentists start putting those ceiling panels in,
Yeah.
pictures on them, so that the kids could look at something when they're
If
laying
we do
down.
a community art thing, you know how they do it in schools, we could bring it in and just do it. Like in that room, do an area, show pictures, anyway. Yeah. More
That's
later.
great.
All right,
And I think this is the perfect blending too, because you guys both have a lot of community outreach and you're reaching into different areas rather than the gap that we had. Yeah, it's really great.
Julie, did you have any other director comments? All right, Jeremy, I don't have it. Jeremy, did you have any? No, not you.
I
All right.
just love the direction we're going in.
I do want to say thank you to Wendy for coming out and, Jeremy not remembering your name, but, we all know we're not doing that. Getting a feel for it, see if it's something you'd like to do. It's really great that you're interested. So thank you so much.
Get that off already.
Volunteer.
Voluntold.
All right, so would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Again, the grievance and the responses are available if you'd like a copy. I have that one's just for.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys changed the time of the meeting. I would have been here on time.
It's okay, no worries.
My fault.
Jill has to be somewhere.
Oh, so it's just a one-time thing?